Fellow Americans, the United States is in the middle of a coup d'etat, a palace coup executed by Donald Trump and Elon Musk with the Doge team, running amok in federal agencies and in agencies that are not even part of the executive. This weekend, they tried to get into the U.S. Institute of Peace, which is not an executive office, it's their own, and they refused them entry, even though they came accompanied by the FBI. And then the Doge team broke into the building. So the U.S. Institute of Peace called the D.C. police to protect them because they are the ones who have the authority over the building. However, according to the reporting, the D.C. police took the side of the coupsters of the Doge team and expelled the people from the U.S. Institute of Peace from their own building. This is a full-blown coup d'etat at this point of time. Now, what can we do about it? How can we protect our constitution and our democracy in the face of this violent coup d'etat? Because yes, it's violent. When you come with guns, it's violent. We cannot rely on the Democratic minority. They have no power in Congress. We cannot rely on the courts because the presidency of Donald Trump have openly said that they are not going to accept a court order. Last week, a U.S. judge forbade the executive branch from expelling over 200 Venezuelan refugees to El Salvador. Under what grounds did they do it? El Salvador is not their home country. They were going to send them to Bukele, who was going to put them in one of his infamous jails. So basically, Trump proclaimed that the U.S. is in a war with Venezuela and expelled Venezuelan citizens without any protection of their human rights, which is also a violation of international human rights, to a third country. This is a coup d'etat. This is a violation of everything the United States stands for. So what can we do if the Congress can't do anything because the Democrats are in a minority, and even if they do have the power of the vote, we have already seen that they are willing to yield to avoid a conflict. So what can we do about it? There is only one thing to do about it, and that is a popular rebellion, a non-violent struggle of the kind that has been done in so many other countries the last 30, 40 years, and has been successful in country after country after country. And that means organizing a huge organization of non-violent people, just regular Joes and Janes, and organize a march on the center of power, Washington, D.C. Ideally, millions. The final concentration of this has to build up, but the final march on the White House to demand the resignation of Donald Trump. And that concentration has to be centric, in the center of power. It has to be massive, and it has to be sustained. Remember what happened in Cairo, like some 10, 15 years ago, in Tahrir Square, Freedom Square. They stayed until President Mubarak fell. Remember what happened in Maidan, I forgot the name, in Kiev, Ukraine. They stayed until the Putin-supported president fled to Russia. That is what we Americans have to do in Washington. We have to take the center of Washington and hold it and stay there until Trump flees, whether he flees to Havana, Cuba, or to Moscow, Russia. I don't care where he flees to, but he has to leave power and all the people around him, because he's not alone. He's just a puppet. Elon Musk also has to go. All of those people have to go. That's why I call for a great national patriotic organization to march on Washington and demand the resignation of Donald Trump.